Just to say welcome to everybody, honoured guests, the High Sheriff, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to this fantastic new community centre. We've got to start off with a song written by Ian Hockey and Pete Marshall called The Duffy Boys. They are, not the song. And it's specially for this new annex. So if you open your ears and listen to Ian and Pete.
Do as you're told.
Yeah. Okay. Please.
Thank you very much.
God help us.
Actually, I can't remember why or how we got to actually be asked to do this. So we started thinking about what an annex might be. And we couldn't really think what it might be, except that it is actually a bit on the side, isn't it? So that's the name of the song, A Bit on the Side. Sorry about that. If it goes like this. 109 years ago today, the public hall was born, a centre for the Audlem folk for 50 years or more.
To act and dance and celebrate, and many have fun.
He's forgotten the words. So an annex was built next door. So what can we do with an annex? Is it just a bit on the side? For the old and the young, it's for everyone. So it's not just a bit on the side. You're right now.
I'm not
A place to keep fit, whatever your age.
A place to get your kit off
And on. Place to rehearse.
Yes.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
We do that again. Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
They're warming up. And a hangout for the old and the young. So what can you do with an annex? Is it just a bit on the side? For the old and the young, for everyone. Oh, is it not just a bit on the side? You better sing that next time, eh? So how did we do it? Raising lots of cash, making dances and raffles, yippee! Raising lots of money and buying lots of bricks, Cheshire East and the good old lottery. Okay, so what can we do with an annex? Is it just a bit on the side? It's for the old and the young, it's for everyone. So it's not just a bit on the side. I don't know. Okay, so it's what can we do with an annex? Have you got that? Okay, everybody together now. So what can we do with an annex? A bit on the side. Is it just a bit on the side? For the old and the young, for everyone. So it's not just a bit on the side. I think they're warming up. I think they are. Go again. Try again. Yeah, it'll make the song longer as well, won't it? Yeah. Okay. So what can we do with an annex? Is it just a bit on the side? It's for the old and the young, for everyone. So it's not just a bit on the side. One more time. So what can we do with an annex? Is it just a bit on the side? For the old and the young, for everyone. So it's not just a bit on the side.
Thank you very much, Ian. Thank you very much, Pete. They're pretty good, aren't they? Pretty good. Audlem's finest. And they'll be appearing like mad at the music festival come next May. I'd like to now introduce you to Mr. Roland Hall, the chairman of this fantastic body that's put this together.
Thank you very much, Ralph, for that introduction. Just my pleasure to first of all introduce our guests here. We have the High Sheriff of Sherry, Sheriff of Sherry, yeah.
I think he's having a bit on the
Yeah.
side.
The High Sheriff of Cheshire, Mrs. Sarah Callender Beckett. We do welcome you here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I got it there eventually. She is accompanied by Antoinette Sandbach, who is our Member of Parliament for Edisbury. Welcome, Andrea. And also we have our own Parish Council Chair, Heather Jones, there. Now, somewhere there should be Rachel Bailey. She should be here, but she will be later on.
Here she is now. Speak of the devil.
Speaking. Oh. Yeah.
As we speak.
Yes. Yeah. This
is Audlem.
This is.
We've had the
See.
song.
Yeah, that's right. welcome, Rachel. Thank you. Yeah, we have four of the most powerful ladies in Cheshire here. So, we're outnumbered.
Girl power.
Yeah, girl power. Yes.
Serious girl power.
I'd just like to say a few words about the Annexe and those who have made it possible. And to say a few thank yous as well. It's really a pleasure to thank the people of Audlem who have made the whole thing possible. They gave us their support in so many ways in making the Annexe a reality. And we raised over £100,000 in the village towards the cost. So the lottery have helped, but that's a tremendous amount and shows how strong the community is. We had other contributions from the big lottery fund, Audlem Parish Council, Cheshire East, and also the Homes and Community Association, and also Sport England. So we've been well supported in so many ways. It's my belief that the Annexe will bring residents of all ages tremendous enjoyment. That's the idea of it. And also to the well-being of the village. And we all know what a strong community spirit we have. And I just hope that and believe that the Annexe will bring that in the same way, the community spirit through the future generations, as has the old hall that we just mentioned, that's over 100 years old. I'm proud to have been chairman of the AFEX team, past and present. We had a few changes in membership, but it's been really has been an enjoyable, if challenging, task. But I'm proud of what we have achieved, really, because we have delivered today the most significant community project since 1904. So it's quite some achievement, and I do thank all the members of the AFEX team who have all worked so hard. It's now my pleasure to ask the High Sheriff of Cheshire, got it right, Mrs. Sarah Callender Beckett, to say a few words and then perhaps formally cut the ribbon for us. Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Roland. Can I give this to somebody for a moment? Is this working? Oh, yes, it is. Good. Well, under whichever guise you choose to accept me today, I could be Sherry, I could be Sheriff, or Cheshire. Anyway, all of those three. I'm very, very honoured to have been invited here today to be part of this opening of this exceptional new public space in Audlem. There's a number of reasons for that. Firstly, as most of you know, I'm the current custodian at Combermere Abbey, which is only a stone's throw down the road. And the history relates that from the time of the original monastery at Combermere, we've been involved in some way with the community of Audlem. Like many long relationships, some events were full of skullduggery, involving murder and collecting punitive tithes from the village to pay to fatten up the abbots of the abbey, but others more recent, more supportive. The Audlem School educated the first Viscount Combermere. He came here when he moved from Wales to inherit Combermere Abbey in the 18th century, before he went on to his glittering career as a general with the Duke of Wellington. And then more recently, the original public hall was opened by Catherine, Duchess of Westminster, who was living at the Abbey at the time. I'm very happy to say that today we continue that relationship, which is mutually beneficial. Now with the Abbey House and Gardens open for public enjoyment more often, and the village's wonderful support of all of these events that happen at Combermere. And in return, as from our position as an award-winning business in this local area, means our tourism guests are regularly visitors to your village, and they use your shops and cafes. And our business uses Audlem businesses to support our enterprise, and it's with great success that this happens. Secondly, I'm thrilled to be here in my current role. The role of High Sheriff dates back over 1,000 years to Norman times, when a network of people in every shire across England and Wales represented the monarch and was responsible for collecting the taxes, raising the armies when required, and most importantly, acting as early judges before the formal judiciary was created. And in those days, they were paid to do the job. Today, the role is largely ceremonial, lasts 1 year, and is entirely voluntary, so not paid for by the public purse. As the High Sheriff this year, I've had and continue to have the enormous privilege of travelling around the whole county. It's been truly eye-opening, getting to know it much better from top to bottom. I've seen the extraordinary work the police, the ambulance and the fire services do, not only in fighting the crime, handling fires and saving lives, but also the programmes they initiate and support, educating our young, working with the marginalised and isolated in our society, and helping lots and lots of small community projects. Thirdly, one of the most gratifying elements has been learning about communities of all shapes and sizes at its heart, and to see firsthand the extraordinary contribution that volunteers make to keeping these communities sustainable and effective for their residents. From hospices to community groups, after-hours clubs, sports clubs, schools programme, the list goes on and on. And it's been a huge privilege to meet the selfless and dedicated teams of local residents who commit hours of their time to making things happen. And this really brings me to why I'm standing here today. When so many rural villages and hamlets across the region are struggling for survival, with dwindling populations, atrocious connectivity, rural isolation, and loss of key services, Audlem stands as an exemplar of a vibrant, sustainable, energetic community, not just here at the southern tip of Cheshire, but throughout the whole region. In what seems quite a short space of time, this village has embraced modern life with its award-winning village website, Audlem Online, recognising the different needs of you, the community, the choices that you need to deal with our elderly and ageing population, attracting young families to live here, bringing new and entrepreneurial businesses into the village, and creating a programme of annual events which draw on all ages and skills. And this wonderful annex is the latest jewel in your crown. I'm fully aware the journey has not been straightforward, but the tenacity, perseverance, I speak with some experience here, and the dedication of the team of what I call Audlem Angels that has had the initial dream of a dedicated space for the benefit of you, the community, on overcoming the odds and bringing it to fruition is to be hugely applauded. The time and energy put into its design by Bauer Edelston, your architects, the fundraising teams that we've heard about, the parish councils and the involvement of the village in validating all the proposals mean it will now house 4 or 5 key Audlem groups, including the ADCA, the drama group, the youth group, and the community gym. My goodness. In paying tribute to the AFAC's chairman, Roland, and his merry band of Robin Hoods, as I will call you from now on, who are ably mentioned in the programme, I'm pleased to declare the facility open.
Madame. We'd like to now present a bouquet to the High Sheriff by Pip Burnell, Elliot Ayres and Harry Cottrell of the Youth Club. Photograph? Get a photo. Kieran, girls. Right, that's it. Welcome to the new annex. Come on in.
Yes.
And I've managed to get inside the new annex before most people, and it's a lot warmer in here than it was outside. And very shortly, we are about to be entertained by our very own choir. So here we have Audlem Voices, all about to start right now. Okay, I'm now in the old hall, and we're going to show you a bit of a film now about the building, actually the building of the new annex.
In 2013, the village of Audlem came together to take on the biggest community project since 1904.
We had 4 groups within the village who came together to try and agree some accommodation. We had a long-standing requirement from the 5A's drama group. They wanted storage facility, and also they need changing facilities and dressing rooms as well. We had the reformed Audlem Football Club looking for dressing room accommodation. We had the Senior Citizens Club that had met at Thornton House for many years, but Walvern Housing decided to demolish that facility. Then we had the long-standing requirement for the youth club.
The point we were at now was that we needed money. We were fortunate to get, by January 2014, a grant of over £21,000. This enabled us to seek planning permission, and by 2014 we'd appointed an architect, Martin Greenwood. We were on our way through big lottery applications. There were 3 of them in total, culminating in 28,731 words. And the good news came in May 2016 from the Big Lottery Fund to say that we had been awarded the full grant.
Following the grant of the lottery, we had to raise £100,000 from the village by community effort. And what we set up was 2 major dances that were so well attended, and the major one of getting people to sponsor a plaque with their name that would be displayed within the new annex. So there we were, November the 7th, 2016, and we were off and running.
last, the fencing has arrived, so we're going to fence off the site for the builder's compound. The site manager has been talking to the guy we hope's going to take the trees down, but there's been a couple of days delay on that, so it's not going to happen today.
We started with 3 boreholes to test the ground, which we found satisfactory. It was quite sandy. We came across a problem with the footings of the old hall, which we hadn't expected, and there would need to be further work done under the footings of the old public hall.
This is our second meeting with the builders and the architect for progress on the project.
That's right, that's going to be the exciting bit, isn't it, really?
See something really happen.
People see the actual walls coming up, the roof going on, doors and windows, then the internal partition, so it all starts to happen.
Starts to happen, yes.
The thing was that they'd seen everything going on, the footings being developed and so on, but they didn't really visualise how big the building was. Once the roof went on and linked the existing public hall to the annex, it became quite apparent, what a building we had to work with.
Part of the questionnaire that we asked people was would they support a gym in the annex. We decided quite early on we'd run it as a community gym, not for profit, with the main intention of improving the health and reducing rural isolation.
Is that okay then, Gary? Is this really the end of it?
Yes, we're all done.
Thank you very much. It's
and
been a
you're
pleasure to
welcome.
work with you. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Have them keys. I'm off.
I've just met Nancy May here, who's here for the day. What did you think of it?
Absolutely marvellous. I think this is a great statement about Audlem.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Audlem, that's a good place, Audlem.
Audlem's a great place, yes.
Oh, and I've been told I've got to say hello to, I think it's Karen and Keith, who are watching in the Mauritius.
Well, let's do that then. Karen and Keith.
Hello, Karen and Keith, if it's your real names. I think that's who we're called. And it's lovely for you to be watching us, really, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Yeah.
And I hope you saw this wonderful opening song.
Well,
the Annexe.
The best,
bit
wasn't
on
it?
the side.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Well, it's not the bit on the side, is it? Obviously.
Yeah, of course not. Anyway, that's about it. We've got lots of eating and drinking to do now, so we're going to leave you at this point. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.